sharing views and opinion after the meeting of national interest between the ANC government of South Africa and APC government of Nigeria. The delegation from Nigerian sides highlight issues of concern and also express their gratitude for a good cause that have been initiated in respect to the appeal that was made by the Nigerian elder statesman, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo. Let us hear from some of the delegates. It is the first time between APC Nigeria and the ANC South Africa.
It is the first, precisely because you now have APC as the leader, as the leading government party in Nigeria, and the ANC does work not only with our sister organizations in Africa, but also with parties that are in power. And hence we want to appreciate what the elder, our dear father, Comrade Obasanjo, initiated, that let's meet to deal with our issues of mutual interest and mutual concern.
Okay, looking at the level of ANC and at this stage, politically, do you think the public, the South African public, will not misinterpret this meeting?
The issues about internal party politics and the situation in South Africa is better understood by us. What you are raising is what you think, but where we are now, we've got a government of national unity led by the ANC. We've got over 40% of the South African voters have voted for the ANC, and we are ready to build relationships. And for now, we must sort out the issues that concern South Africans.
Okay, thank you very much. Do you think that this meeting can really kind of sanitize and rebrand the image of Nigerians in South Africa?
Absolutely, that's what we are on. Because like we rightly said in the meeting, there are so many kids, so many people that are contributing meaningfully to this country. Entrepreneurs, professionals in different regards. And in fact, there are some international forums where South Africa and Nigeria join us to vote and to channel the same cause. So it means that we need to be on ground working. And I don't have any less expectation that this is going to be the solution to the image that we want to correct, the image that we want to redress. Because if we don't do it, it's going to continue to affect our children. Our children are going to continue to have low self-esteem. Our children are going to continue to be traumatized, saying that, Daddy, Mommy, what am I doing here? So that is why it is very important for us to bring out the bad eggs. Let us identify them, let them go. And the ones that are here that are contributing meaningfully, let us spotlight them as role models, so that the narrative that we all are talking about can indeed change.
All right, thank you very much for this.
Thank you very much.
This is a very wonderful meeting. The outcome is very, very proactive. In fact, if we harness the possibilities and the opportunities in this meeting today between the ANC and the APC, all in connection with both communities, Nigeria and South Africa, we will do much together, and we will be able to influence our community positively for the relationship and the building together, and collaborating with one another to develop Africa as a continent, not just Nigeria and South Africa.
All right, you were emphatic on the issue of immigration and security. I think you spoke the mind of a lot of Nigerians. Tell us one or two things that you want the government to do exactly when you hit that point during the meeting.
I think, like I said in the meeting, if they can relax some of the policies, make it more easy documentations wise, I believe a lot of people will be able to process their legalities and become legal in the country. Not that they are illegal, because nobody enters this country without passing through oral tambo. But what happens is that at a particular stage, to renew such document becomes difficult. And so you now find out that some people are holding a passport with an expired permit that they cannot renew, not because they don't want to renew it, but because the possibilities and the documentations and the procedure becomes like an impossible task. But if those things can be relaxed, and then we educate the people and comb the area of some of these agents that comes in between the people and the authorities to submit some documents that are not necessarily verifiable, and then that hits the roadblock. And when it happens, the name nationality Nigerians are being generalized, whereas it's one person somewhere who has done this, and then it rubs on everybody. You can see the delegation that came today. There are doctors, there are professionals, there are businessmen, there are industrial entrepreneurs. You can see that we are here not only to find a greener pasture, but to contribute greatly to the economy and build a society.
Thank you very much for a great conference.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Much appreciated.
What's the expectation from this meeting?
Well, the reason why we came together today is basically to see how we can harmonize relationship between Nigerians and South Africans based on events of recent past. Historically, I came to South Africa in 1994. When we came, it's a different South Africa from what it is today. We were welcomed. We were accommodated. My wife is actually South African, married there, my kids from them. They were born in the US, but they're South African citizens. So, but over the years, we saw that a gap started emerging between the Nigerian community and South Africa. And you can attribute this to, all sides have, roles that they play in this evolution. Because we have to caution ourselves, we have to speak to ourselves. We have criminals amongst us, we have people that do things that shouldn't be done, and we need to speak to them, and criminality should be addressed as a crime. It shouldn't be because you are a Nigerian or a South African. Once you're a criminal, you're a criminal. You've got to face the full wrath of the law. And that's, once we isolate that, we the majority who are law-abiding South Nigerian citizens in South Africa, must rise to the occasion and not allow the bad elements to define who we are. We are professionals, we are educated, we are capable of being useful to the two countries. A lot of us have spent more time in South Africa than we spent in Nigeria. We know, some of us know South Africa more than we know Nigeria. So we are embedded in the two societies. We want the two societies to work well. We want the two societies to converge into a synergy for the betterment of Africa. And we can do it.
What do you think would be the reason for the emergence of the new South Africa from the whole South Africa?
You mean from 94 to now?
Yeah, from 94 to 2024.
A lot of problems, a lot of issues. One, Nigerians came here with a lot of advantages. The South African blacks were suppressed by the system. So Nigerians came and they were dominating in different areas. They were basically seeing opportunities where the locals couldn't. So because of that, envy started coming in. And that's number one. Second, a lot of Nigerians started engaging in criminal activities, selling drugs, pimping, etc. And this naturally creates hostility in the host community because nobody wants to see their kids fall to drugs, nobody wants to see their children, their girl children taken into prostitution. So this naturally created problems. So it's a combination of several factors. And the economy again. Economically, the South African country, just like the rest of the world, the economy started having problems. So more and more people were falling into poverty. And now you are not doing so well. Yet you see the immigrant population, because of their positives that they came with, they were doing well. So it's a whole lot of problems, a whole lot of reasons.
All right, can you tell the Nigerian public and the rest of Africa who you are?
My name is Dr. Shola Miriam. I'm a specialist family physician in South Africa and the chairman of South African Society of Specialist Family Physicians. And yes, I'm heavily invested in both Nigeria and South Africa.
Thank you very much for that. When I was listening to you, especially when you said you were kind of causing a scene, because there
must hear you and your voice must be heard. And right now we want to give you the platform for your voice to be heard. Okay? So please tell us, how do you feel about today's meeting?
Oh, I think today's meeting was fantastic. It was fantastic. It has laid a good foundation for the realization of hopefully the kind of integration that we would like to see. Many of us have been here. We've had 30 years, me 20 years. You know, so many of us. This is home. This has become home for us, for our children, and we cannot keep on having everybody staying in silos. You know, not integrating into the society. So, and it's just been getting worse. This whole Chidinma situation that arose recently brought everything to light, the whole ugliness of it all. And so I'm so happy that we had a meeting like this today, and things can only start improving.
Do you think this meeting will really give us the output that is desired?
Absolutely, absolutely. There has been commitment shown on both sides. There is already a plan on how the ANC structures will be involved, and policies start from the party, and then it now moves into government space and begins to be, implemented in the larger society. And on our side too, the same thing. So I'm very hopeful. Definitely, in fact, I believe that it can only be good things that will come from this meeting.
Thank you very much for being a good ambassador of Nigeria.
Well, that's the way it should be. We should all, show the good side of, our country. That's the organization that I heard is called Nigerian Spice, and the whole point of it is to show that as Nigerians we are spice. You know what spice does in every soup? It makes the soup sweet, And as Nigerians, we are spice in any place where we are found.
Just like you brought the spice in the meeting.
Yeah, no, I'm very, very excited about this.
How do you feel about today's meeting? First of its kind.
Thank you so much for having me here. My name is SA Ngr. I'm the Deputy Secretary of APC in South Africa. I felt so excited to be here in this meeting. There were a lot of issues that affect our community here, the Nigerian community in South Africa, that were treated, and most of the communications and discussions in this meeting were some things and issues that affect us. And with the commitment and explanation from the DSD, we were able to see that henceforth and moving forward, there's going to be more collaboration from the Nigerian community and the South African community together henceforth, and we believe that there's going to be changes and improvements in our relationship.
Thank you very much for having you. Thank you very much. I think the Nigerian community will be very, very happy from wherever they are right now.
Of course, definitely, because we believe that by the time this one gets to the media, then people are going to see that there's bound to be changes and there's bound to be positivity with our relationship with our host country.
I have count myself as privileged to be in the midst of elite leaders of ANC, and I must, on behalf of APC South Africa and the whole of Nigeria community in South Africa, extend our gratitude for them extending an olive branch for us to interact with. So, in overall, I'm still humbled, privileged, but I must say it's a step in the right direction.
Do you think this meeting will really kind of provide the necessities that made this meeting to happen?
First of all, like the ASG said, there's going to be a joint statement released in due course that will make even the least Nigerian on the street to be happy of this meeting today. And I'm thinking, though I didn't ask, are we going to see the statement before it's released? Because in a meeting like this, before you release that statement, you should be able or privileged to see the statement that is going to be released, to say yes, is what was agreed upon. Be at its may, I'm hoping that the statement, when it's released, will cover much of the things that was discussed, and it will serve for the less privileged Nigerians on the street, especially when the AG was saying that we know what to do, but bring us the people on the street, the undocumented, so that we'll be able to accommodate them one way or the other through their immigration laws. I was so happy with that.
But they made it very, very clear and specific that when the statement is released, that it's going to be private before it goes into the public space.
Once again, as my office entails, I think I will privately go to the ASG. Is it possible for us to see the statement before it's released? Because we are dealing with the public. They will say you've gone to sort them out. First of all, I'll go to ask my chairman before I go to the ASG. I want you also to put it in public space of what I'm saying.
Alright, hoping that this will be a beginning of a cause that will encourage the ideology of African unity. Let's have your opinion on the comment section. From Dotili House, Johannesburg, South Africa, I am Nelson Chinemere Makachukwu, AIE TV, African Image Expression.